From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Kent's Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Good evening, everyone. We've got a dry and mild start to the week here today. Of course, that was the case. We'll be looking at that again here for tomorrow. It's going to be cool and wet, though, by the mid to latter part of this week. Wednesday night into Thursday looks to be the quote-unquote main event, when I expect some of the heaviest rainfall, the strongest winds, and eventually some lower snow levels behind that storm system as we go into your Thursday. But gusty winds with the storm system, and as I mentioned, fairly low snow levels down about 4,500 to 5,000 feet. Could be locally lower in some cases. Let's take a look at your Kruger's Quickcast for your November 10th. And tonight, we are looking at temperatures around 50, give or take, for the valley, 30s and 40s for the higher elevations, and also for the coast, temperatures right around that 50-degree mark. So tomorrow morning, you're heading out the door, and you can see those temperatures are going to be a little cool, but nothing unusual for this time of the year. I think we're still going to see some more of that patchy fog for some of those mountain valleys, western Siskiyou County, northern Trinity County, and of course along the coast. Otherwise, a few clouds here and there for the rest of us. But you can see the clouds down to our south, those are kind of filtering on in. We also have some energy off to the west that's going to eventually impact us and give us some more wet weather in the forecast later on this week. So for your Tuesday, look for temperatures in the low to mid 70s for some of the warmer spots in the valley, 60s and even some 70s for some of the higher elevations, and probably somewhere in the low 60s for your daytime highs on the coast. So the next 7 days, we are going to be looking at that chance for showers for the valley, but probably not until late in the day, and especially really until Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, when the bulk of that rain does move through. Could see some thunderstorms Thursday, and then really off and on chances for Friday through the weekend and into early next week. For the coast, you've got that shower activity coming in probably sometime mid to late afternoon, and then that heavy rainfall also passing through Wednesday night. Could see some thunderstorms on Thursday, continue that cool and unsettled weather pattern as we go into the weekend. For Siskiyou, Modoc County, the eastern mountains, there you can see snow levels getting rather low on Thursday, down to about 4,500 feet, and could be locally lower in some spots. All right, that's a look at your Kruger's Quickcast. Now let's go into our deeper dive forecast, sponsored by Shasta Hearing Aids.
Frank, come help with the dishes.
What?
The dishes!
I heard it the first time. I just got back from Shasta Hearing Aids, but she doesn't know it yet. What?
Forget it.
So again, we have a bunch of clouds off to our west. You're down to the south, some clouds kind of pumping in. You can see these disturbances kind of pushing to our north. That's responsible for a lot of the high clouds we saw today. Now for tomorrow, we've got more energy up to our west. It's going to bring us more clouds here for tomorrow. And then eventually we're going to see this colder and unstable air kind of swing down. And by the Wednesday night into Thursday, that'll be moving through, giving us some of that heavier rainfall. So let's take a look at Futurecast, walk you through the timing of all that. Let's take you into tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, we're looking at just a few of those high clouds. Clouds may be a bit on the increase coming in from the southwest here as we take into the second half of the day on Tuesday, but dry all day Tuesday. Then we take you into your Wednesday midday. We're seeing a few showers trying to develop, especially along the coast and down to the south and west. But at this point, nothing all that significant. And then you can see by around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we're seeing some of the heavier rainfall for the coast. A few showers just beginning to develop here by the late afternoon hours for parts of the valley. But the main batch of rain is right here. That's what's going to be moving in here, as you can see here, in the overnight hours for Wednesday into early Thursday. So this is midnight on Thursday that you're looking at here. So late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, that pushes through to the east. As we go into the morning hours on Thursday, most of it's now over Modoc County, Lassen, and Plumas counties. And then we're really in the wake of that storm, cold and unstable air that's moving in. So what will happen is snow levels will start off around 6,000 feet or higher through the overnight hours on Wednesday. But behind that cold front, colder air moves in. Now we're down to about 4,500 feet in some spots. This could create some problems for some of the higher mountain passes, but mainly for elevations of 5,000 feet or higher. So places like Scott Mountain Pass, I think you'll see some snow there. On Cedar Pass, yes, and some of those mountain passes in the eastern mountains are a very good possibility as well. And we'll have to watch for Highway 36 on southern Trinity County. But also, note this, we're seeing those potential for showers and thunderstorms even for the valley. Now, with these thunderstorms, we're looking at the potential of some of them getting rather strong. So you're talking heavy rainfall, gusty winds, maybe some hail and lightning. And that's the case for the higher elevations and for the coast. That's Thursday afternoon. By the time we go into Thursday night, we're kind of seeing things begin to break up, and then it looks like maybe some more energy moving through on Friday, giving us another round of some showers. Now, the latest GFS forecast model that we're looking at here has really bumped up since the last forecast model run. This is where there's been some uncertainty on the overall amount of rainfall that's expected. Earlier this morning, both the forecast models from European and GFS were pretty much on par for the most part of seeing about an inch of rainfall through Friday 5 p.m. for the valley. Latest forecast model run, European still on track with that about an inch, a little bit more than that in some spots for the valley, but the GFS has bumped that up by almost over an inch in some spots here. So I think the GFS right here might be overdoing it, but I'd say on average for the valley about an inch. Some places like the north end of the valley, maybe closer to 1.5 inches, but down to the south, maybe closer to a little less than an inch. And then of course, this a little overdoing it, maybe even out towards Crescent City, but I'd say about 1.5 inches to 3 inches for the north coast. Some of the higher elevations, 1 to 2 inches. And this looks pretty reasonable, I'd say, but maybe overdoing it a little bit for Susanville because typically we see less rainfall in Modoc, Laston, and eastern Plumas counties. This is another forecast model. I didn't show this earlier this morning because these numbers were pretty much what it was showing, and it's kind of doing that the same, but kind of gives you an idea that this is, in my impression, overdoing it, much like that of the GFS. So just to kind of show you an idea that really, you think about last week's storm. This model tended to do the same thing where it was kind of overdoing it in the overall amounts of rainfall. So that's just kind of another indication that it may not be that much. But also lower snow levels. We're now beginning to see some of the lower or some of the higher mountain communities like Chester at 4,500 feet. You could pick up a little dusting of snow, maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow. Upper Shingletown, because as you know, Shingletown proper is 3,500 feet. I think you're going to be a little too low for that, but maybe out towards Viola, for example, yeah, you might get a little dusting of snow as well. Maybe towards Alturas. Susanville, that might be overdoing it, but there you can see around Portola, certainly not out of the question here. And of course, the ski park may most likely see some of that snow as well. In the meantime, we've got that cool and unsettled weather pattern moving in. Friday system looking pretty weak, but still a chance for showers nonetheless. I think we'll see a break on Saturday as high pressure will be the dominant feature, but then by late in the day Sunday into early Monday, we may see another cold front pass through. That could bring us another shot at some rain. Bottom line, once this cool and unsettled air moves in, by Wednesday night into Thursday, we're going to keep it fairly cool and unsettled, not only for the weekend, but most likely through most, if not all of next week. And that will mean the potential for, basically when we talk about an unsettled weather pattern, a mixture of sun, some clouds, and a chance for showers every once in a while, but no major storms, right? But there you can see as we look at the Climate Prediction Center, putting this in the wetter than normal category. And the winds, again, this is something I was talking about. Now, when we think about last week's storm system, I think the one's going to pass through Wednesday night will be one small notch lower than that of the one we saw last week. That is, winds may not be quite as strong, but you're talking about the potential of gusts upwards of 50, even close to 60 miles per hour in some spots for the North Coast. With winds that strong, we can't rule out the potential for more down trees, the potential for more power outages. And we also expect to see, especially in the overnight hours in the valley, gusts 45 over 50 miles per hour. Also that potential for maybe some downed trees as well, and maybe some power outages. And on top of that heavy rainfall, by the way, otherwise, yeah, we'll be below normal. Once that cooler air moves in, I tell you what, you're going to notice it because it's going to stick around for a while. You can see temperatures are dropping after your Tuesday. In fact, look at that. By Thursday, Friday, we're in the low to mid to even upper 50s and basically upper 50s to low 60s for this upcoming weekend and through a good portion, if not all of next week, keeping our temperatures below normal for this time of the year. Now, the wave heights are actually dropping for your Tuesday, but with that approaching storm system on Wednesday, those wave heights will increase. We'll probably start talking about not only small craft advisories, but maybe some hazardous seas warnings as a result. All right, here is your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health. Looking at Trinity County, temperatures upper 60s, maybe even around 70 for some of those warmer spots. Your Dignity Health North Coast neighborhood forecast, another beautiful dry day for your Tuesday, but those showers coming in by Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, heavier rainfall by Wednesday night. Take a look up to the north. Same timing on that rainfall, maybe some thunderstorms as we go into Wednesday night and through the day on Thursday. Your Dignity Health Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures still a little on the cool side. Should be somewhere in the low to mid 60s for your daytime highs for your Tuesday. Modoc County, mid to upper 60s. The high of about 68 for Alturas, 67 for Aden, and Fort Bidwell about 68 degrees. For the Eastern Mountains, I think you're dry for tomorrow and Wednesday. It's not until Wednesday night that you'll see some of that rain move in. I've got your snow level, Susanville, at about 5,000 feet, but I do think a little bit lower in some spots here, especially out towards Trinity County, Siskiyou, and maybe even Modoc County. Here's your Dignity Health Valley neighborhood forecast. Temperatures in the low 70s for your daytime highs. There are those showers coming late in the day on Wednesday night, that heavier rainfall moving in, maybe some thunderstorms on Thursday, and then off and on chances for showers Friday through the weekend and even into early next week. Temperatures in the low 70s up north, about 73 degrees for Redding, Anderson, and Cottonwood, and Red Bluff a high of about 72 degrees. Looking at your 7-day forecast for Redding, there, of course, is that chance for showers. Heaviest rainfall, strongest winds Wednesday night. Thursday, maybe some isolated showers and thunderstorms, and a chance for more showers on Friday. Should see a break on Saturday, most likely, before another chance for showers moves in Sunday, especially late in the day Sunday into early Monday, but maybe another break even on Monday afternoon with a high of about 59 degrees. So you'll notice it's getting much cooler, dropping down to the 50s by the time we get into Thursday, and we'll pretty much keep it that way in the upper 50s to low 60s for the most part as we go into the weekend and into early next week. All right, that's your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and live on Coffee with Kruger at 6:30. Have yourselves a great night.
Hey everyone, I'm Gabe Kossel, owner of Shasta Hearing Aids. When it comes to hearing loss, a lot of people think hearing loss means they just need more volume, but that's usually never the case. Most people don't need more volume to what they hear, they need more balance and clarity, especially if there's background noise. That's where we come in. Modern hearing aids are built to help your brain focus on what matters, clarity and speech, not just loudness. If you've been saying, I can hear, but I just can't understand, come see us at Shasta Hearing Aids.
You're watching Weather NorCal.
Hello everyone, I'm Mike Kruger from Weather NorCal. You're watching Turtle Bay, Wonderful World of Animals. We got a wonderful world, or wonderful animal right here, and a wonderful human over here, Sharon Clay from Turtle Bay. This is Spike.
No.
Oh my gosh, Spike.
That was close.
I'm so sorry, I get your name wrong.
That's okay. Spike was our former
Yes,
porcupine. She was the
yes.
oldest living North American porcupine, so we can always honor her.
Yes.
But this is her protege.
Protege.
This is her protege.
Such
This is
fancy words.
Here, you can take the food and feed. This is Bristle.
Bristle,
And
that's right.
You met Bristle a year ago.
I did, and you were a lot younger,
and
smaller.
A lot younger, a lot smaller.
Yeah.
He is now almost 23 pounds. Spike was 17 and a half. So
Okay.
he's a big boy, and he's not done growing yet. And so I wanted you to see him mostly grown up. He's a little over a year, about a year and a half old now.
Okay.
They grow till they're about 2. Here you go. And he is one of our behind the scenes, so people can literally do what you're doing with him right now.
Woo, yeah, you got that
so-
tail kind of got a little spiky.
Well, that's actually part of what gives him his name. The bottom of the tail is like a bristle brush.
Okay.
So you got the name Bristle. And all of these hairs right here are called guard hairs. And when they get touched by a predator, he knows to bristle. And he'll
Okay.
lift them all up, and all those quills are right there. So don't
Can
hug
they,
him.
you've seen it on social media, mostly probably AI, they can't throw the spikes
That is
out.
AI. They cannot throw their quills.
I didn't think so.
So the quills are just a modified hair. So it's like when you see your dog lift up all their hair, that's all it is. But they're modified, they're really hard, and they have little barbed ends on them. So something makes contact, I always think of it like ejecting an SD card. You have to push in and it pops out.
Yeah.
So when it feels the pressure go in, the muscles release them. So you press in, the spiky ends get in you, and it releases, now they're in you.
Okay.
So they can't shoot them. Some of the reason that people think they shoot them though is because they got those microscopic hooks. See all this fur? They get all caught in here. So when they shed them, because they shed just like you shed any other hair, they get all caught, and in the spring they'll start shaking and they'll all go flying out.
Okay.
But they can't actually shoot their quills.
I know, that AI thing, it's getting ridiculous, isn't it?
It's, it started with cartoons,
Yes, cartoons did
Yeah,
that.
all of them shot their quills in
And
the
then
cartoons.
AI got even more ridiculous.
But these guys are found all around here, but their numbers are, they don't really, people don't see them as much. They don't know the exact.
has that negative connotation, right?
I know, but the beaver's the largest rodent.
There you go.
Yeah, so lots of different types of rodents out there.
Now you're saying this is also part of the behind the scenes, right? So people can
Yes.
actually experience what I'm experiencing right now.
Absolutely. What do you think?
I think it's pretty cool.
It's pretty
it's
cool.
pretty amazing.
It's the only
And
place-
You think about the whole spiky thing, but I'm not scared at all. So it's
No,
really neat.
he's very gentle. He chose to do this. He likes being in people's laps. We only do our behind the scenes experiences with animals that have shown that they want to be doing this
Yeah.
type of stuff. And so this is something you can buy for people. Well, you can buy it for yourself, but you can buy it as a gift. And so really good with the holidays coming up for people to purchase behind the scenes. And then you give it as a certificate, and then the people can book it whenever they want to.
Yeah.
And we have this one. We have Timber the Beaver that you've done.
Yep.
And now we have 2 new ones.
More food, more food,
More food. We have 2 new ones as well. We have painting with the raccoon.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, you choose the colors and
painting
he'll
with
paint.
Raccoon painting. Okay.
Yeah, we should. And then the other one is reptiles. So littles can do that because most of these will have age limits. The reptiles is you choose any 2 of our non-venomous reptiles to get up close and personal and interact with.
I like the non-venomous part of it.
Yeah, that's
probably
pretty
good.
important.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so if you're interested in doing the behind the scenes, all you have to do is go to turtlebay.org and then click on the behind the scenes section, right?
That's
And
correct.
then you can
Go to
get
the
more on
animals,
that. Yeah, animals and all that good stuff. So be sure to check that out. I'm sorry, I got your name wrong. Bristle.
He
Thank
forgives you.
Yeah. Do you forgive me? That's good. Probably because I fed you lots of food, right? There you go. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Bristle. And we will see you next week for another edition of Turtle Bay, Wonderful World of Animals.
When you see flashing lights, someone's life depends on us.
And while we're out helping crash victims, we need your help to keep us safe.
Move over, slow down, it's the law, it protects everyone.
Our crews are out here every day, keeping the roads safe for you and your family.
We're often the last ones on scene, and we want to make it home safe too.
Protect those who protect you, slow down and move over.
River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Kent's Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Good evening, everyone. We've got a dry and mild start to the week here today. Of course, that was the case. We'll be looking at that again here for tomorrow. It's going to be cool and wet, though, by the mid to latter part of this week. Wednesday night into Thursday looks to be the